person and everything, but that same type of, I guess, in my opinion, idealistic because I feel like the veteran should have been doing the test and the student should have been watching him do the test, and he probably had already did it several times, and this was his actual time to do it.
Right.
But at the same token, you know what I mean, he wasn't sure of himself or he wasn't ready or whatever the case may be. What standard is there to where, you know what I'm saying? Because we're all human, and that's why I don't blame a person. It has to be some type of system that's in place already, and that's why it's still going exactly how it's going. Even though people speak out, even though things are happening, it's still going the exact same way. Maybe one little thing will change. Maybe they'll tweak something. Like you said, they'll take something from here and put it there, but it's not really changing the actual system because you got to back it all the way up to in order to do that. But you're not. You're trying to fix it from out here.
Right.
And if the root of the problem ain't fixed, the only thing that's going to do is a scab is going to grow over that little spot that you tried to fix, and it's still going to continue progressing the same exact way. And that whole idea, like, when I came out here, so that's why I brought it to Michigan, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I'm going to California now, you know, situations, all the situations in my life, we had to come out here and everything. I'm like, okay, so it should be at least a lot different, you know what I mean? Which it is, viewpoint-wise. Looking at it, it looks totally different. But actually being here and experiencing this is the exact same thing. And this is from California to Detroit. So if that's not systematic, then what is?
It is systematic. There's no doubt about it. Look. What is it that you would like to get out of your medical care here?
Well, right. I have an appointment tomorrow with dermatology. I'm going to figure out what's going on with my hand. I've stopped taking all your medicine except for melatonin because I know it's a natural occurring chemical in the body anyways. So I'm not worried about no medications. The fact that now this is ridiculous too. I just want to bring it up because this is ridiculous. The fact that I come to the emergency room and I tell them about a situation and they tell me, sir, we cannot provide you any medication. What? I didn't say nothing about medicine. Why are you telling me about medicine when I didn't?
Because you mentioned pain.
Because I said something about pain and I said something about I needing help, but I didn't say nothing about, can you give me a pill to stop my pain? I didn't say that. You know what I mean? That didn't come out of my mouth. I wanted to know what's going on.
Can I just share a personal thing with you?
They do that everywhere, I know.
Everywhere.
But this is the difference. It's still the VA, right? Okay, that's what I'm trying to get to understand. Like, they make it seem like that the VA is either behind the curve or ahead of the curve in every aspect of they're either behind the curve, so they got to catch up, or they're ahead of the curve, so they need to catch up. But when you're telling me that it's done the exact same way everywhere, private sector or not, then there is no curve.
There are some private sector places that work a lot more efficiently, and that is because you do have physicians who
Talk to their patients.
But are also business-minded, and so
That's the problem, though, I feel like. The business-minded, because for one, okay, same thing, business-minded, right?
So we need to bring it back here because we could sit and
I know, because
this is
I told you it's more ethics. Is it ethics? Is it business? Is it medicine? What is it?
So,
in terms of my mental health, I mean, right now I've been working on my own mental health because my mental health, I notice, is my connection with God more than it is with medicine.
okay.
And even though I could sit here and talk till we're blue in the face, you know what I mean, eventually there's going to be a point to where you disagree or I disagree, and in that moment we're not going to make any more progress. Even though we might try to and we might fail it, we're not going to make any more progress. And that's the thing, like, I could ask for like a mental health provider to come and talk to every week. But at one point in time, there's going to be a situation where she's like, well, maybe I think you should take. Nah, I don't want no medicine. You know what I mean? I know it's going to come up because it comes up every time. Well, you know, antidepressant. No, I don't want no medicine. You know what I'm saying? And I've been saying this for the longest. I even asked several different doctors. You know what I mean? That's why I said I don't remember who I met in the last time, because I've spoke to several different doctors about me tapering off of this medicine or tapering off of all medicine.
So being off the medicine now.
I feel so much better. You know, I feel so much better.
Where's 0 to 10?
There is no depression, ma'am. I was dealing with the facts. Okay, you gotta understand this. I was dealing with the reactions from the medicine more than I was dealing with my own depression. But I didn't realize it because I wasn't clear-minded enough.
Okay.
Until I was able to get off of the medicine. But every time I tried to get off the medicine, I'm like, no, don't do that. Don't stop taking the medicine. You know what I'm saying? You need it. But once I was able to clear I had to taper myself off. I knew it was dangerous to just quit. This one I quit right away. But I knew gabapentin would be dangerous to quit.
Yes.
So I tapered myself off it, where when I know I didn't need a pill, I would slow it down. If I would take one at night, maybe 2 at night, but I kept tapering myself down until I was like, you know what, I'm just not going to take it no more. And then right around time this happened, I just threw all of it out and I stopped taking all of it.
So
And ever since then, everything's cleared up. It took about 2-3 weeks.
Yes.
You know, I would say about 2 weeks, to be honest. It took about 2 weeks, and then finally things just started clearing up. I actually started remembering things that happened in those, I won't say blacked out, but I did feel like I was looking at a totally different person in the mirror. I seen myself, but it wasn't me. And yet and still, you know what I'm saying, so I come back to the doctor, and I don't know if you're aware, but I brought marijuana here because I was using marijuana to alleviate some of the side effects. I brought marijuana here, and I asked them to test it. That's it. I didn't want to smoke it on the property. I know, right? I didn't want to smoke it on the property. I didn't want to sell it. I even brought a broken down Rello to show them that this is what I usually smoke with tobacco. Instead of them, you know what I'm saying, okay, we're going to put that off to the side, we're going to write your name on it, and we're going to send it up to the lab, they detained me and wrote me a ticket. You know what I mean? Now I have to show up in federal court for bringing marijuana on property, which I'm aware of. I said, okay, is this the only way for me to do it? Okay, well, just write the ticket then. But my problem is this, like, how is that possible? If I had got bitten by a snake or a spider...
Come on, have you ever watched the news with that idiot Sessions?
But you see
How
what I'm
is it
saying
possible?
No. How is it possible is like a rhetorical question because you know the answer already. Okay. But I'm saying, like, if I had been bitten by a snake or a spider and I brought that venom in or that spider or whatever, they wouldn't have had no problem with it, right?
We still wouldn't have been able to test it. We don't have the...
Okay, y'all wouldn't have been able to test it, but they wouldn't have detained